Okay. I think we're good now. Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. Took a little bit of time. Everything that could kind of sort of go wrong kind of sort of went wrong. Um, but we're here now. We're getting things ready. We're going to be starting up very, very soon. Be playing some Minecraft today, as always. And we are going to be, hopefully, getting a lot of progress done on the mega build. Now, the mega build is going to require a little bit of thievery at this point, I think. I've stolen a lot of deep slate. I've stolen a lot of deep slate over my time, it feels like, and I'm not saying I'm going to definitely steal more, but there's a chance that I may or may not, like, steal some deep slate. I need it. I really desperately need it. Also, I need to make sure I submit my taxes. There we go. VIP in the house. Hey, let's go, Nathan. W, good job on the VIP. Hello, Hamburger Films. Hello, Enderman Goat. Welcome on in. Hope you're both doing well. Good to see you guys. All right, let's talk about what we're getting up to so that I can just start. David, thank you for resubbing. Thank you for choosing me with your Twitch Prime. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And thank you for submitting your taxes. Thank yous all around to everybody for being here. It's always good seeing you guys. So this is what we're working on today. We have this mega build out in the middle of the ocean. And we've got, like, not a ton of time to do it. So, today we need to make a ton of progress, if at all possible. And I'm kind of thinking we spend most of our time right now on this section right here that we've got outlined in the deep slate, because it'll define the rest of the build. So, I'm really wanting to get as much done as humanly possible, which means we're just going to kind of fill in spots and then go from there. I think this side could use this build in here in specific. I think would really look cool with some copper ingrained in it. And then maybe, well, we'll definitely have some windows. And then it's going to be pretty cool, I think. I hope. Also, am I lagging? It looked like I was lagging for a second. I think we're okay. That was really weird. Anyway, we've got plenty to go around, though, in terms of work. I've got lots and lots of builds to go. So, we'll see how well it turns out. I don't know. I'm going to just shrug my shoulders and just do it, is the truth. Because I don't really have a lot of time to just sit here and think the entire time about how I want this to look. The cows aren't done growing up yet, so we're going to have to wait. But I have, like, very little state. I was AFKing them earlier, but it looks like I didn't AFK long enough. So that's okay. Hello, Deacon. Welcome on in. Got another thing in a minute, too. I have no clue what the other thing is, but noted. Duly noted. Let's see. Okay. So we need to build a thing. I'm scared. What can I do? I've got all this normal deep slate. Unfortunately, there's not a thing you can craft with it. Like, if I could turn this into anything, that would be great. If there were a way to, like, turn it into cobbled deep slate, that would be amazing. But no. If you silk touch your deep slate, it's stuck as silk touch deep slate. And I really wish I could cobble it now. That should be like a block. I don't know. Maybe like I don't know. The cobbler sounds more like a food than anything else. But, you know, the point more so is just, I think we should have a block that cobbles your stone. So if you did something like silk touched it all, then it would turn it into cobbled deep slate or stone, which would be really helpful. And then you could even add, like, cobbled diorite, cobbled andesite, and cobbled tuff, and granite, and so on and so forth. There we go. There's some new blocks. See? I got cool ideas. Unfortunately, we probably won't ever see any of those things, but that's okay. Hello, Swifty. Welcome on in. Thank you for your taxes. I appreciate you. You know, we haven't really used mangrove at all. I kind of want to use some of that, but I don't have... Do I have a propagule? I don't have a propagule, so I can't even make some. I just have what I have, which isn't very much. I could go buy some or steal some even. So that is a possibility. I mean, we're not stealing today, but if we did want to, we could. That's all that matters. Reg, hello, Emmy, welcome on in. How's your stream today, by the way? I saw that you were streaming. I just didn't get a chance to pop in. Ads, oh no. My bad. Okay, we need to, like, really sort out some of these boxes because they're a mess. So the wood can go in here. The other stones, I'm sure I have a place for all of that, yeah. I'll just put it all in there because this is like a nonsensical box for the most part. Put more stone in there. And then the buckets. I guess that can go in here because we're not using granite for anything, so that works. And then right over here, there was a box of coal. We'll put the iron in there. Okay. That works. So this can just be like over here because we don't need it. And then over here, where's our deep slate box? Right there. Okay. Very good. That works. That works. Add for Celsius, but in Spanish. Oh no. Oh no. I get a lot of ads in Spanish, and I don't know why, because I don't speak it at all. Like, you know, I've shared my extent of Spanish. It's not good. But I get a lot of ads in Spanish. Let's get some copper going here as well. So I'm kind of thinking, right? What if we did, copper on the corner block here? And then in between all of that, we had deep slate, except in the middle, where we could do the bulbs, maybe? Reg, I think your PC problems have given my PC problems. Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that. What's going on? Maybe I can help you diagnose it a little bit. PCs are fun. They just really like having issues, apparently. Thinking we'll tackle this bit when we get there. It's a problem. Okay, this will go like up. I don't know. Probably to like here would be fair, I think. I don't know how far here is, but it's up there. I also want that. I'm just gonna put away these blocks in there, even though that's not where they go. And I wanted more of that. Okay. Okay. Randomly freezing programs and apps being slow to respond to not responding. Oof. Have you changed anything at all with your computer in the last couple of days? Is there like any updates maybe? I don't know. There's a lot of things that could be. Thank you for the hydrate. Appreciate it, Emmy. I've got like 3 cups on my desk right now. First redeemed, tax redeemed, subbed, and 25 streak shared. What am I missing? I didn't see your streak. Oh, my bad. I didn't see that. You know, I don't think you're missing anything. I think you got it, Nathan. Holy cow, though. 25 stream streak. GG's, dude. Appreciate the support. I need to set it up so that I get a notification or something when you guys do the stream streak, because I can't see it in my chat widget, which is oversight on my behalf. I get it. That's why I put my message separately. That's completely fair. You've heard me say that enough times that you're like, oh yeah, he's never gonna see my stream streak. We should just should definitely mention that before we've moved on from that. I think you're good though. You got it. Only thing I did was switch from Streamlabs to OBS and tried to use a Stream Deck. That didn't end up working. I see. Did the Stream Deck come with like a program of any sort? And if so, is it still installed? Sometimes things like that open in the background and they take up resources that it really shouldn't, but it does anyway. So I would check your background tasks and see if that's still open in the background or something. Or if it's installed. Uh-oh. There we go. That's not gonna work. That one, right? Yeah? Okay. I have no clue. I have no clue what I'm doing. Let's see where we're at after this and see if we need to do anything else. It's 2 more tall? Okay. This will look cool, I think. Hopefully. And then all it will be after that is the rest of the building. If that's not descriptive enough, I don't know what is. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I like that being where that layer cuts off. That works. Okay. Wasn't sure if you fixed it or not. I gave it some time and came to the conclusion it's not fixed. You are a wise man, Nathan. You are very wise. Yeah, I know I haven't fixed it. I need to fix it. I need to like get a lot of work done, and I'll talk about that here soon, I'm sure. Add a software, yes. Just uninstalled it, but reinstalling the latest Windows update also. That's a good idea. Yeah, double check all that, and then if it's still not working, you could also check and see how much storage space is used up on your computer. The more full a drive is, the slower it can get. So that's also, that's usually my go-to. Because I download a lot of things temporarily. And then I forget to delete them. And then my computer runs like, trying to think of something that runs. I don't know. I don't know what runs anymore. That runs, but slowly, I guess. Should be the better term there. Okay. Go down there. And then I think do that. And then that. And I think if I have these go all the way up, this could look cool. I don't know if it will, but it could. Could be my drive, but I've deleted all that. Isn't important. I see. I don't know. Windows updates are usually pretty slow. At least for me, they are. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. Another thing to note is my main drive is only 110. I see. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if that's full, then that could just be why it's being super slow. It's impossible to be like 100% sure. That definitely could be part of it. Okay. I do want to go ahead and mention, I have not done a great job at sleeping lately. That does look good. Okay. I just wanted to try that. So Saturday to Sunday, I slept for a grand total of 30 minutes. So I woke up sometime on Saturday. I don't even remember when. Stayed awake, laid in bed for a very long time, went to sleep for 30 minutes, woke up, and then stayed awake for most of Sunday, pulled a couple of small mini naps. I fell asleep in like a meeting 3 times, and then my friend called me, and I fell asleep on the phone a couple of times there too. Then I decided I was hungry, so I got up and I went downstairs. I got cookies. I thought it was only 2, but by the time I got up here, I realized some of them stuck together and I had 3. So I was like, well, it would be wrong of me to put the 3rd one back because I've touched it. So I ate 3 cookies, and then I couldn't fall asleep. So I kept playing my video game. And I made a lot of progress on that video game. It was good. But I ended up going to sleep until it was like 4 a.m. again. And then I slept for like 12 hours. So, here we are. I've gotten nothing done the last couple of days, and it's been, you know... You'll only live once or something like that, so why not have fun? Unfortunately, that does mean though I'm really far behind, so tonight I'm gonna have to record and edit a video so that it can come out tomorrow, because tomorrow is Mounts of Mayhem Day. Really excited about Mounts of Mayhem. I just forgot to record a video about it, so we gotta do that. And then I'm home free pretty much, so that'll be good, I think. That's crazy, Swiftu. I mean, we all knew you swung that way, but that's crazy. Audrey Martin, thank you for the subscribe. I appreciate it. I went to Chipotle today, by the way. That's all I've eaten. was a little bit of Chipotle. Not all things. I'll pass on that. You only live once. Might as well commit some arson. Do crimes. I love crimes. Let's see. I think... What if we do... Once kiss a seal? That sounds like a experience. I would never try it, but it sounds like it would truly be an experience of all time. Okay, there we go. But I did get some planning done on Friday after stream. That was a crazy stream. And I also did a thing that you guys will hear about at some point soon-ish. And that'll be fun. But I did a bunch of planning on Friday and have... did you guys hear that? I heard something break, I thought. Oh, his helmet broke. I see. Okay, that tracks. I was really confused. But I got some planning done. I got some cool videos on their way if I can finish the planning, and it'll be a good time. I'm thinking for the rest of the way up, I'm just gonna do plain deep slate. Here, it just makes no sense to do anything else other than deep slate. It's gonna look very boring, but you're not supposed to be looking at this spot anyway. Down low, I made it copper because on a street view level, you want to see it and it looks somewhat interesting, but on the upper levels, you're looking at specific spots within the build, so it doesn't matter that that's all darkness, because that face and that one and that one are all supposed to take the attention away from the bald spot. I finished Animal Farm today. It's a book. I see. How is your book collection going, by the way, Swifty? I know you had been buying up books before. How has that been? Okay. I probably will need more deep slate tiles. That's okay. Concerning large and increasing. Somehow, that does not surprise me. My aunt got me both Ready Player 1 and 2 yesterday for early Christmas. That is awesome. I heard those books were great. I watched the movie and I thought the movie was good. I just never took the time to read. Pretty much ever. I don't think I've ever really done any reading. But no, I heard great things about the book. I've heard that the book is actually better than the movie, which is a common opinion I hear for a lot of different things, but this one it felt very overwhelmingly the majority. The movie is probably in my top 10. That's fair. It's a pretty solid movie. Okay, what am I doing here? I'm thinking, let's go up one more with the deep slate tiles. Do I also have more deep slate in here? I forget. I have this. That's not the block I thought it was. There we go. We'll go like that. And then I'm thinking, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I went in one here, in one there, and then one more there. Go up to there. And then this one will go up a couple more. How much higher do I want it to go? Maybe one more? Like so? There we go. Animal Farm is about communism on a farm, completely ran about animals. Fair enough. I also commit communism when I'm farming the animals. Okay, that's not terrible. What we do need to do is we need to go up. If I want this to be like a high-rise apartment complex, I need to start putting windows in. So I think what we'll do is we could run across... Ow. Meanie. Hey. Raggy needs sleep. It's crazy. I sleep sometimes. I'm gonna sleep definitely tonight. Because I'm tired, but it's okay. It's okay. So what I'm gonna do... Hey, Used, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. What I think I'm gonna do here is I'm going to kind of segment it off a little bit more like this. Maybe larger segments, though, than those. And we'll start putting in some windows and such into these spaces so that it has like a apartment complex sort of vibe, hopefully. And we'll go from there, I guess. That should work. Okay. I know I'm gonna need more deep slate tiles regardless, so let me just put them in here. And we'll use those. And then... fly up. Okay. Oh, I bumped into the side of it. Okay. I can fix that. Boop, boop. Okay, those have to stay, right? Forgot about that. Okay. Well, actually, this one won't, because I'm gonna extend that across. I need every block I can get, so I need to save those. That is really in my way. There we go. Okay. They revolt against their master and dream of a society where all animals are equal and in control, but the pigs claim all power through propaganda and communism techniques. And slowly the farm gets closer and closer to the idea as the animals fought and revolted to change until the end of the book. The pigs are sitting around a table playing cards with humans. And the animals of the farm come to the window and notice the pigs are transformed into humans. And they couldn't tell the difference between pigs and humans. Fair enough. Humans are pigs, if we think about it. I mean, we're becoming more and more pig every day. This is actually true because... You guys ready for this? We have started taking pig tissue and transferring it to humans, and it works. Like we've done like I want to say we took like a pig and took its heart and put it into a human being, and it worked. So like it is a thing. It is a thing. That's concerning. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. But, you know, I don't know where I stand on it. It's an interesting thought. I don't know if I would personally want that, but when you're talking about saving people's lives, I guess you don't really have all the choices in the world either. 1, 2, 3, 4... On the 5th? One, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll figure out the top. Except I don't think it's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So that's what we'd be looking at. That's not terrible. Okay. The main thing that annoys me is the CIA bought the film rights to promote anti-communism by changing the book's ending and overall message in one of the only film adaptations. It's a real fun fact. And that's like one of the most funny things about communism is while everybody loves the idea of it, the execution is never good. And by doing that, that was like such a very classical execution of communism right there, where whoever is ultimately in power, because somebody does have to be in power, they always find a way to ruin things with that power because they can control the narrative. It's a fun thing about government. This is why you should never trust your government, regardless of who's in power. Just throwing it out there. But no, I'm the crazy one. I missed the spot. I'll fix that later. And they waited till the author died and used his grieving wife to get her to sell the rights. Does that surprise you? Like, out of all the awful things in the U.S. history, like, don't get me wrong, we've done a lot of terrible things. That doesn't even take, like, top 10. I say that, I should also just clarify, every government does crap like that. It doesn't make it right. Just to also make that clear. It's just everybody does it. Do that and that? I don't know. If I was the government, you could trust me, we would have official Waffle Wednesdays and Minecraft Mondays. I mean, I think I'd vote for Nathan at this point. Like, that sounds lovely. I missed a spot there too. All right, let's get that. And then we gotta come around here. Okay. And then I have thought about pursuing a career in politics, trying to make a change in my state or country. It's definitely worth a shot. If you are passionate about it, like, do it. By all means. I will say, I've seen many people try to enter the world of politics, and in that they have lost themselves to the very thing they swore to destroy. So if you do it, my only stipulation is don't lose yourself, okay? Like, everybody's like, I'll never become like the rest of them, and then they become like the rest of them in that. It's a very tragic thing to watch slowly happen to a lot of people. But alas, the prophecy always fulfills itself. There we go. I think a normal American with good view of politics changes would make a wonderful candidate. I think it would, but the problem is, everybody likes the idea of that. Nobody actually will vote for it, though, and It's primarily because nobody knows who those guys are. Which is the thing that sucks about it. Unless you have the money, campaigning is very, very hard. I could run for mayor of my town and get it so easily. Our mayor sucks. Do it. Do it. Honestly. Okay. If anyone actually wants to, like, get into politics, becoming a mayor is probably one of the easiest things unless you live in, like, a really big city. Like, if you live in New York City, forget about it. Okay, you can't become the mayor, like, first try. But a lot of small towns, especially, they just run unopposed. Oppose them. Oppose them with the views of your own town and say, I'm going to do a better job. That's all you got to do. Usually people are pretty interested in that very idea. Suddenly you've got a career in politics. Congrats. Now you can go on from there to try to run for representative or senate or stay local and do more stuff up in the state before working your way up to national level. But you can very well and very easily become a mayor. It's not the most complicated process in the world, thankfully. Oppose them. Oppose them. Oppose them. That's all you gotta do. Alright. Mayor, representative, governor, president. That's the strat. I would say so, yeah. You could throw in a couple of other smaller steps, but I don't think you would have to. Becoming a representative is actually really not that difficult. But it's nice to have some experience behind it so that people understand that you're actually going to do your job. So that's why having the mayor is a good thing. Big thing is go to college first. If you go to college and you make a bunch of friends, you can get your friends to vote for you. That gets you some cred. Everybody talks about you like, oh yeah, I know Billy Joel. Well, not Billy Joel. That's an actual guy. I know Billy Joe. There we go. Changed his name. I know Billy Joe. He went to school with me. Yeah, we should vote for him. He's a good guy. If I left my hometown, came back 4 years with a Harvard degree, boom, I am very easily. Flex on him with the degree. Especially if your mayor hasn't gone to college, then you can just go, oh yeah, well, who's got the degree? People love to hear that, even though it doesn't necessarily mean much. Like, it means a little bit. But it doesn't mean a ton. Because at the end of the day, a degree, while it says, yes, you completed your course of study, it doesn't actually mean that you're smarter than somebody else. But most people are too stupid to realize that. So you can very much so utilize that in an argument, and most people aren't independent enough to think for themselves to realize that what you said may not necessarily apply to what was being discussed. You can manipulate people super easily. I'm not saying you should, by the way. I just want to clarify that. I'm just saying you can. There we go. My mayor probably didn't graduate high school. There's a very good chance. Very, very good chance. I'm gonna use this as my opportunity to get a bunch of deep slate. Because this hole does need to be a little bit deeper. I haven't done any testing with it yet, but I know... I know it needs to be deeper. Essentially... let me think. I know this hole needs to probably be like, I don't know, maybe 10 blocks deeper at most. Because we're going to do the fog, I think. It's just the only way this is going to work. So I do need to move a beacon over here, I think. But my point more so is, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do exactly for the fog. If I want it to be colored, and how do I want the color to be? Do I want to try to gradient it a little bit? You know, there's a lot of different ways you can go about the fogging. So I gotta test that soon. But I know I can do that off stream at least. So I'm kind of hoping to do some of that planning soon. So that way I can start doing it while in between streams, and you guys can see some progress updates. Oh. I am trying to think. So I've got a thing. I don't know if I'll be streaming that or not, but there's a thing that will basically be like a couple of days, maybe even weeks after Twitch SMP is over. And that will hold me over till like the middle of January if I do stream it. If I don't, then it does nothing. But I know I want to start doing some more variety again soon. So we'll move from straight up just Twitch SMP to being a few other things. We'll probably move into... I'm really wanting to try that creative mode idea that I had. I think it's a fun plan, and I think there's a chance that it would work out and maybe be a fun series for a little bit. So I do want to try that. But I also know that's a big commitment, and I don't know if I have the time or energy to put into that commitment. After that, or during that, I would also like to start some other survival-based content as well. Maybe throw in some MCC or Hypixel. But when I start my series, I'm going to try to just stream that for about a week. Just to make sure it's been played a little bit, it's been introduced, and then we can go from there into a normal schedule as well. I don't know. It's tough. I've got so many ideas and so many big plans, and right now, the way I've been positioning my 2026 planning right now is about trust, you know? I realize on YouTube I don't really have a bunch of... What would you call it? I had a word for it and it disappeared. This is starting to get bad again. I think a cool thing would be mini games 1 day a week, 4 days for series or one-off things. I would like that. That would be really cool. The problem is that requires 5 days a week. I am debating possibly even experimenting with only doing 3 days a week instead, and moving one of the streams to a Saturday. But I haven't really committed to that as an idea yet. But that would mean that you could do 2 days as a series and then 1 day as your other thing. I don't know. And then, of course, there's still opportunity for extra streams scattered about, and It would be so that I could have more time to finish videos, more time to do game dev. But right now I'm like struggling to even get any of that going. Like I've just been really struggling to get anything done, which is a scary thought. As somebody who really needs to be reliant on himself to some degree, can I stop alt-tabbing? Thank you. You know, I really need to actually put in effort and such, so that's high up on my to-do list. It's just, unfortunately, sometimes my brain and my body say no. And either I listen to it, and I don't do anything, or I still try to do it, and then probably fall on my face miserably. Neither of those really sound like fun. So I'm trying to find a better way to make this work. We'll see. That could be cool. Yeah. It very well could be. Oh, yeah. To finish the thought about YouTube and such, I finally got back to it. You know, with YouTube, I don't have a bunch of credibility, I guess, is the saying, or is the phrase. You know, with YouTube in specific, credibility isn't just how many videos you post, but it's what kind of videos you post, when you post them, how many people like your videos and watch your videos and subscribe, and you know, all those things. And I realize, like, I may have like credibility in the sense that I do post a decent amount, you know, once a week or so. It doesn't necessarily equate to the kind of content that I've been wanting to make. So I want to do more survival stuff, because that's where I want that credibility to grow. And I want to try to eventually get to the point where we're doing 2 uploads a week, if at all possible. I think that would be great, but I don't know if that'll happen. It is definitely something I want, though. YouTube content is a lot of fun to make. It's just I've been stuck. And I don't know if that's like stuck as in like mentally stuck, and what I can do to fix it, because I don't think it's burnout. Like if it was burnout, I would be doing a lot of other things. It wouldn't just be like, you know, I can't make videos, I can't develop games, I can't do this, I can't do that. Because it would only affect like one of those, I feel like. And I want to stream, I want to record, I want to make video games, but mentally there is a block there that's just like saying, you don't know how to. That's one of them. And the other one is like, I guess almost more so about energy. I don't have the energy to do it sometimes. Like today, the jury is out on whether or not I will even be able to get the video done tonight that I need to get done. Hello, Xano. Welcome on in. But I want to. I desperately want to get that video done. So I'm going to try to speedrun it, as I always do. And it'll hopefully come out tomorrow like it's supposed to. If it doesn't, then I absolutely failed my job. I saw something in the changelogs earlier, actually. That was really interesting, that I want to make a video about as well. But Mojang made separate assets, and like there's a whole folder for it, for the sky. So I think they call it Celestial Bodies, is where they're at. And if you want to insert like custom things into the sky, you can. The way they worded it, though, makes it sound like they're intending to do more with that, like have more cosmic type of events. Or they're intending for that to be highly moddable at some point, which is very possible with vibrant visuals. But it was something that caught my eye, and I was like, I wonder if there's a video that could be made here. So I'm experimenting with a concept about a possible, like, astronomy update of sorts. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but it is something I would like to try. I don't know what astronomy would look like in Minecraft, because astronomy is just the study of stars. So, like, it's not really about astronomy, but it is about space. Hello, Nikita. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. What do you guys think would be in an update in Minecraft where it features the new thing, the celestial body thing from the new update? It's basically, all it is right now is that they've just created a folder that has all the assets for the sky. So the sun, the stars, and the moon. But they've created this, and it makes it sound like they're going to be doing more, and I don't know what they're going to do. Welcome on in, Raiders. Hello, Breezy. Let me drop a follow over there. How's it going? If you guys haven't already, be sure to follow Breezy Bri Marie. This is their first time here, and I'm going to drop a follow. There we go. Appreciate the raid. How's it going, guys? Also, just a heads up, there might be ads in like 2 minutes. Twitch won't let me delay them. I'm really, really sorry. I'm really, really sorry. Bree, I gotcha. Okay, Breezy Bree Marie. I love it. Okay, I gotcha. Welcome on in, though. I hope everybody's doing good. Nikita, also thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. Rasmus Jensen, hello. Welcome on in. Ice Masters, hello. Real Tea Tree, welcome on in. Breezy Bree, hello. Just him. Hi. Hope you're all doing well. What were you guys up to, if you don't mind me asking? We're just doing some Minecraft building here. So, can you say I like cheese for no reason at all? I love cheese, dude. I like cheese. Cheese is good. We're doing a big build, though. So, I've got this dome out in the middle of the water. And, we have been trying to fill it in for probably, like, the last couple of months, really. And it is a pain, but we're getting there. We're really, really trying. So right now we're just collecting some deep slate to finish up all of our buildings over here. And I've got like no deep slate whatsoever. So it's going to be a little bit of a process, but that's what we're doing. We're trying to finish up this build today, this little skyscraper here, if at all possible, because it will help kind of fill in everything. It'll look cool. And I'm also thinking I want to like make an explosion coming out of the top windows, so that'll be fun. We'll see. Let's go. Crafting, of course, working on our survival world base. Hey, that's awesome. I'll have to pop in sometime and check it out. That's awesome, though. We love survival. That's kind of like my go-to, and I build big bases for no reason. There's no purpose to the base. It just looks cool, that's all. Looks like something I would do. I can't not build big. It's just not in my DNA at this point. I can't build a house. But you know what I can do? I can build a bunch of houses, I guess. I guess those aren't really houses. I don't know what they're called. Skyscrapers, yeah. Apartments. They're apartments. Also, just a heads up, ads are going to be starting in about 30 seconds. I'm really sorry, guys. Unfortunately, Twitch won't let me skip them. Like, just sit tight. Thank you again for the raid, though, Brizzy Bree. If you need to head out, raid and run, do any of the push stream things, please feel free to do so. I appreciate the raid so much. Can you add my name on a sign somewhere? Probably not. But maybe. Who knows? Same, I built Dracula's castle and I live in the streets of the town at the base of the hill I built for the castle still. It's just, it's more convenient to have your bed out in the middle of nowhere. I love that though. Dracula's castle, that's a really, really sick build. That's awesome, dude. Unfortunately, this world is ending in like 30 days, less than that. December 31st, whenever that is. So I am unfortunately going to be trying to wrap it up as quickly as possible, which means down here we're not going to have a city. What we're going to have instead is probably, we're going to take glass and we're going to make fog, and we're going to like build half of skyscrapers, I guess, to poke up out through the fog a little bit. I've never tried it, so I got to experiment with it still, but we'll see. We will see. It'll hopefully look cool though. That's my hope. Okay. I am almost done with this layer, which means we should have... we'll have a little bit. It won't be much, but it'll be a little bit. We'll take all of this, though, and we'll do a little bit more building. We've got almost a shulker, I guess. That's pretty decent. I'm trying to think the last time I built a house that I actually lived in Minecraft. On King SMP, I did not, even though I built like several houses in that world, I never actually slept in any of them, I don't think. I haven't built a house here. In fact, I have like a little mini base out there where it's just like where my base of operations is. I have a hole that I was supposed to put like a bed in. I still sleep outside right there. Why? Because I can. I don't know. It's just more convenient, I guess. So I don't... When did I build a place to actually sleep in? That it's been a while, if at all. Cause I don't recall it at all. Houses are just boring. I don't know. I can't build a house. They look bad when I do it. I say they look bad. I don't know all the new techniques. As you can see, there is no such thing as a gradient in my books. I know a lot of the houses nowadays, they use gradients, they use certain shapes that I've just not familiarized myself with. And I haven't really utilized the new blocks well enough either. I really should get into using more blocks in general. Copper is a really nice block. I wish we were using the Copper Age drop for this world, because I would eat that up. Copper is like S tier. Even though I never really use it. I've learned that I really do like it, especially with this build style. It really lends itself well to it. Around the ore. Boom. Okay. There's not a whole lot interesting going on here with the mining. We have done some interesting things with it before, but I mean right now it's just like, dig a block, dig another block. Did I tell you guys I have coffee? I forgot to tell you guys I have coffee. I've got water, I've got coffee, and then I've got Chipotle agua berry tea, I guess. I don't know what it is actually. And, you know, it keeps me pretty busy. How many drinks can a man have or want? 3 is at least the minimum. The minimum maximum? The maximum. The current maximum, because I have not further tested it. I don't know. English is... I should... English isn't my first language. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. My first language is stupid, but... you know, it could fool a lot of people. I seem to speak English fluently, but... arguably, I don't... I think I speak better in, like, erms and us.
Hello there.
I do those really, really good. Real Tea Tree, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Hopefully the ads weren't too terrible. I'm sorry about those again. Okay, we'll go over here. Okay, we're almost done with this layer. Once we're done with that, I definitely want to get back to the build. I'm thinking we'll need windows, so I gotta figure out what glass color this building will have. And then I need to do... I gotta figure out how many levels of glass are gonna be blown out from the explosion. With my builds, I like to tell a story. So, let me come over here so I get the haste. There we go. So with my builds, I like to tell a story. So with this one, the general story is, like, on the top, you have, you know, your ruling class. You know, down you get, like, the rich people, and then a little bit further down, you got the slightly less rich people, probably still pretty rich, but a little less orderly. And then down here, you're not even gonna get to see it, but it was gonna be kind of like places stacked up on top of each other, just because you didn't have the money to afford a place where we're gonna build a home on top of your home, on top of your home, on top of your home. So, instead of doing that, I decided to bring a little bit of that up here. So it's a little more crowded up here than what I wanted. But we're also going to tell a story of, you know, how citizens are a little dissatisfied. And so we're going to actually try to use, like, glass blocks to make, like, a fire and an explosion coming out of the building. Because the rebels of the ruling class have a message to send or something like that. I like trying to tell little bits and bobs of the story. It gives you an idea of, like, unrest within the city. You know, it's not some sort of utopia. Even though, like, from very first glance right now, it kind of looks like it could be. Once you get closer and closer and you realize, like, maybe it's not as nice as it looks. Maybe I wouldn't want to live here. And, we'll see if we actually get it done. I don't know. I've never really done a glass fire explosion thing. That's gonna be new. I can live with a 2-minute break. No worries. I appreciate that. Thank you, Nikita. If you want to learn gradients, download a mod called Axiom. I love Axiom. I haven't used it to its fullest extent, but I love Axiom. And just build around in creative. It adds a tab in the creative menu that generates gradient between 2 blocks, and you put it in the menu. That's awesome. I will have to look into that then. That could be very helpful, especially with learning, because I know gradients a little bit, like, generally speaking. You know, I can look at it and go, this block's lighter than that one. But I always forget about blocks, or I don't think about certain ones because, like, for example, copper. You can use the exposed copper and the weathered copper really uniquely within gradients. I never really get a chance to mess around with that. Maybe that's what our next build will be then. We'll work on some gradient tools maybe and see what would look good as a possible build. I'm gonna drop a lurk for now because I gotta lock in on collecting 6K of every different colored block for a map art area. Oh my goodness. Good luck. GG's. I hope that goes well for you. Appreciate the lurk very much. And good luck with the material gathering. I love copper roofing. Oh, yeah. Copper's got so much versatility, yeah. One of the words. It's definitely one of my favorite blocks. Let's see. Okay, we finished the layer. That's good. That means we have a full shulker of deep slate as well. And it looks like it's just about time to sleep. Alright. Put you right there. There we go. Alright. So, what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna just turn all of this into deep slate tiles, I think. Because I know we're gonna need it at least for the other buildings. And I quite frankly think that it's probably the best looking block out of all these. It's not gonna kill me. And then that means we can really fill in all of this side. And we can kind of start detailing it soon. And then we can kind of get rid of all this God Ray nonsense that we've got going on through it. By the way, this is what the build looks like without shaders. It's still cool and interesting. It's just a little less cool and interesting in my opinion. Copper... well, copper bulbs and this build style in general really thrive under higher contrast lighting, and shaders just do a really good job at that. Although it does still look okay without shaders, it's just I don't think I could ever build in this style without them. Almost night. There we go. Alright. I've said alright a lot. We gotta find a new word. Moving on. Alright. Down here. I said it again. Dang it. Okay. Age-old debate. Do people prefer watching content with or without shaders? Yes, this is a question. And I suppose you guys can weigh in if you'd like. It's not gonna bug me one way or the other with whatever your answers are. Because ultimately I'm still gonna do whatever I'm gonna do. But I am curious, do you guys prefer with or without shaders? Nathan and I were talking about that earlier. We found that there's not really a clear-cut answer on whether most people prefer one or the other. It just seems to be personal preference. For me, with, but not the overly crazy ones. That's fair. See, I feel like for me, I don't necessarily care. If I'm playing, then I will prefer shaders. This is about as fancy as I get with them, though. I do have some really nice ones out there that I used to use a lot of, but I found that they just don't really fit the vibe as much as I like. So, like, for example, I like these clouds better than the super realistic ones. Is that a village? That's an abandoned village. I don't know if I knew that one was there or not. But this shader pack is my favorite that I've had. That's not the right thing. There we go. I really broke it when I did that. I don't have any of them on this instance. Okay, that's fine. Minecraft does not want to play music anymore. I apologize. I broke it. Okay. Well, that's a bummer. Oh. Doot, doot, doot. There we go. I know how you read that, Nathan. Lovely. Oh boy. You would be fine with a few Christian songs. A few Christian Christmas songs on the AI King Christmas album, right? Yeah. Yeah. Whatever you want to put on it, you're good, dude. It's your project. Like, I let you get away with having him rap Eminem. So, like... I'm not exactly concerned about any sort of messaging any which way. Like, I'm also a Christian, so, like, it works out just fine. Like, you know, you ultimately do what you want to do with it because it is your project. I in no way endorse any song in specific. Like, you could have me sing Sabrina Carpenter, Man's Best Friend album. Like, I don't agree with 99.99% of the lyrics, I'm sure. But that's the cool thing about music, especially when you're not the one singing it at all. I don't endorse it. Did it sound like I said it? Sure, but I didn't say it. And I appreciate you asking me, but it's your project. I want you to do it the way you want it done. So you don't have to ask permission. I appreciate you asking, but you don't have to. Could not care less. I usually am just listening to content rather than just watching it while I play myself. Fair enough. Fair enough. Also, thank you for the lurk. Appreciate it. I'm shocked you did. As somebody who listens to Eminem, I've come to learn that and appreciate his music a little bit more in the sense that he doesn't actually mean 90% of what he says. He says it because it makes people mad. Which has made me kind of more appreciative of it. It's basically just rage bait. In like a very, very certain type of way, I guess. And I mean, it sounds nice, I guess. That too. I definitely get why people wouldn't like him though. So like, I'm not like everybody should love Eminem now. But there's a huge difference between an AI voice model of me saying something and me saying something. I don't view the AI model of me as me, or even an extension of me. You know, it is a thing that exists, and ultimately people will utilize that however they want, regardless of any rules I put in place. So my choice is to just make no rules on it, and people will do whatever they want with it anyway. So it's the same consequence. I just don't have to say, I told you not to do that. It's like, please, they're suffocating. This design doesn't really work anymore, or it's a plugin issue. You know what? They probably don't have collisions. That's probably why they're suffocating. I see. Yeah, that's been turned off then. Which makes sense. It's just unfortunate. Boop. Oh. Boop. There we go. I have 67,000 points, 67.667, bruh. I can tell you that you singing Sleigh Ride is a bop. I imagine that would be a bop, yeah. I'm just so happy nobody knows how to or has the money to do this or time. It takes like generally like 20 minutes per song at this current rate. How long the queue is. That is insane. Like, don't get me wrong, that is insane in a cool way, but also like insane in the fact like it takes that long. But it's cool also that it only takes 20 minutes in some cases, because, you know, for anybody to actually do a proper recording of a song, now in no way am I advocating that AI music is better than human music or that it should be utilized in that way. I'm just stating on this process and the fact that technology is cool. I mean, you know, it used to take us hours upon hours to get that stuff right, just to do a cover even. So to be able to do like 20 minutes to say, oh yeah, this sounds cool, and then if I wanted to, I could go, okay, now I'm actually going to try to do it myself, because it does sound cool if we do it that way. That's an interesting thought, and a pretty cool application that you could use it for. Hello, Ellen Lee. Welcome on in. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. Half a stack, half a stack. We love to see it. That's awesome. 32 tax submissions. How's life? How's the wife and kids? I feel like it's been so long. It's been a little bit, but that's okay. Life gets busy. It was very busy last couple of weeks for me, so I can imagine for the rest of you it's probably been pretty busy too. It annoys me stacks are 64. That is a remnant of technological time period stuff, pretty much. You know, integer limits and all that. So very early on, it was kind of like, you know, we could do this, we could do that. Notch really liked having everything on, based around 8s though. So you'll notice throughout the entire game, everything is based around an 8. So you've got 64. You've got snowballs at 16. You've got the build height limit was 128. Then it was 256. Now it's, I think they just brought it up to 356. I don't know. What else did they do? The world sizes have almost always been divisible by 8. I think they still are, because of the bit limit is what that is based off of usually. It's just a very old remnant, and I do definitely get what you mean. It could have been 50 or 60 and it would have been kind of nice. But also there's something nice that scratches the itch in my brain as somebody who really loves computers as a whole, that everything is based around 8. Or more so, well, yeah, it's based around 8, but it's kind of more so actually based around, like, I guess 4, 2 and 4, but it goes into 8, and then 8 to 16, 16, 32, 32, 64, 64, 128, 128, 256, so on and so forth, 512. You know, it's always about doubling over itself in a lot of these cases with computers. So it's kind of, I don't know, it just feels nice seeing that everywhere. Okay, that build is going to look really cool, I think. We'll see. Let me go and read on chat. The end of the semester is here, so I'm preparing and starting my finals this week. Good luck. I had a friend call me yesterday, and he was working on a lot of his papers and such. And I think he got one of them done. Maybe even two of them done. He's been grinding away, though. He had 2 Red Bulls last night while we were talking. And I was over here playing a video game, falling asleep while talking. I don't know how you guys do it. Mad respect to all you college students. We have midterms next week. Good luck. Good luck. When they do April Fool's update, they should change it to 6-7. You know what? I kind of agree. I think that would be fun. Good luck in the finals. Thank you. Yes, good luck. I hope everything goes well. Remember, you've spent your entire semester learning this stuff. You've got it in the bag. I believe in you. And at the end of the day, it doesn't determine your own. We got told one of our midterms will be 105 questions today, and that's an easy class. I don't get why midterms are so long. Like, I don't know. I get it. You're covering a large range of topics, but they don't need to be 100 questions long. I'll just give me like 500. I don't doubt that. Like, that's the kind of stuff that we have on ACTs, and SATs are about writing, I think, more than anything else. So, but ACTs, you know, that's a bunch of questions. I get that, because they're just trying to test about where your knowledge is, generally speaking, and giving you a good score for it. How good are you at learning and retaining? So I get that to an extent, but midterms have like very little bearing on that, in my opinion. Worst part is in these days is they don't just give us what to study, they give you a study guide with questions. You have to fill out the questions, then study it. Not really. The ACT has more writing than the SAT. Are you sure? Because when I was taking ACT prep, we had to write one thing, and then you had like, I don't even know how many questions. SAT prep, it had a lot more writing to it. Maybe they changed it. I don't know. But in all of my preparation, I never actually took it. But in all my preparation, they were like, yeah, you don't have to, you're only have to write like maybe 2 things. Someone has taken both. Interesting. I need windows. What color do we want the windows to be? I feel like orange is probably the best one. Both tests have an essay section. That's true. They do. What are you doing taking the ACT and SAT so early? What the heck? Like, I'm thinking about this, Swifty. What? I'm trying to think. I don't know. You might be like one of the youngest people I know that has ever taken the ACT. Both are optional and not required for most college admissions. That's definitely true. There's very, very few that require it, and if they do, it's usually only for certain programs, and you get bonus points if you do it. I think essays are a whole load of baloney, if you ask me, but, you know, that's beyond the point. I needed it for the one school I'm applying to, and also boredom. That's insane. I was bored, so I took this really stressful test that most people, I wouldn't say most people, but a lot of people cry during. Like, that is insane. I know at least 3 people who had a breakdown while taking the ACT. I have never taken it, so like I can't make fun of people for it. My understanding is it is very stressful, especially if you're like really wanting to go to certain schools and you're like, I gotta get a good grade. For me, I don't know, I just didn't like school enough to go back, so that's gonna be so bad, but it's the honest truth. What am I looking for? I don't even know what I'm looking for. Good night, Nikita. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Go get some sleep. I got 21. We have talked about this a few times. Out of boredom is wild, but I'm impressed. Yeah, that is crazy. Thing is, it wasn't stressful for me. There was no stakes, so I actually had a lot of fun taking it. I guess that's fair. If there's like very few stakes to it, then it's not that bad. What if we went with like orange again? I don't know. Would orange glass? I feel like it's a bad idea, but I'm kind of thinking we're gonna do it anyway. I wish we had like more reflective type of glass. But I know reflections aren't really baked into Minecraft by default yet, so we don't really have that as an option. Guess we'll take the orange stained glass. I don't really have enough. Are we committing to this? I suppose so. I really hate the autocraft mod. I love it, but I also hate it for a lot of the same reasons. Shroom lights? That's not... I don't know what that was in response to, but I don't think it was in response to what I was saying. I don't know, maybe it was. We're gonna go like to there. I think that'll look good. But like I just need like no, that's way too small. That makes me a little nervous because that means we gotta think about how we're actually gonna do this. I want windows on these levels, but I don't want them to look like this. So let's rip these out. Oh, I'm using the wrong thing. Okay. Mushroom. What about the mushrooms? No, I'm confused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, what if we do like right here, right? Yeah, wait a minute. I've got an idea. Jaden, welcome on in. How are you doing? 6, 7, yes, 6, 7. I'm gonna like perish, dude. The amount of 6, 7ing I see is insane. It's crazy. I don't know if I really like that, but I like it better than what we did have. And what if we just did like a smaller window right there? Okay. Not bad, not bad. I do need to put stuff behind the blocks just so that they don't look like there's nothing back there. Don't worry, it'll be dead by February of next year. You're having a lot of hope in that one. This one's stuck around for a little bit. I'm worried. I'm really, really worried. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, we could do that going all the way up, and then here we could have a nice big window. And then over here, we would just need to kind of put in some more windows as well. Let's do... I did a fun run with my sister recently, and her bib number had 67 as the first two numbers. The amount of kids that went up to her. That's actually funny. I find it funny only because I don't find it funny, if that makes any sense. As somebody who's really, really old. I typed too quickly. Now you're good. You're good. It's funny to me because it's not funny. It makes no sense. I don't get it. I don't find it funny. But because everybody else finds it funny, I am obligated to at least allow them to have some amount of fun. Because I want them to be happy. So, even though I have no clue what 6-7 is or why it's supposedly funny, I'm okay with that because everybody else finds it funny and I want them to be happy with it. So, I'm letting them be happy. Are you 67? It's funny because it makes no sense and it's unfunny, but that doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I come from a time period where funny was because it was true. Like, I mean, I didn't even find, like, some people say this is generational typical nonsense, but like, I didn't even find like the whole 21 thing funny. But that was around for a very long time, and that was when I was a kid. 69 is funny because there's actual meaning to the number. But I don't understand. I really don't understand the 67 thing. How old are you? 21. I'm mega unk. We need new brain rot. Our brains are getting normalized by 6-7 now. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I know. I said 21. I said the other funny number. I didn't even realize it until I said it. I was like, oh wait, that's that one number that we used to laugh at. I'll listen to that after stream, so I don't want to get copyrighted. I got a copyright claim on my last stream because I did a song. I played, funnily enough, it was probably the song that I maybe didn't butcher the worst, but it definitely wasn't the best one I did. Sweet Child of Mine got copyright claim. I was shocked. When was 21 funny? I must have missed that one. I don't know. It was like probably 2017, 2016. Why is 21 funny, King? It isn't. I don't know why people found it funny. It just wasn't. It wasn't. It was simply something people laughed at. And they would say 21. Like, no, don't. Stupid. I'm sorry, I try not to steal people's joy, but, like, it's really tempting when I see everybody being stupid. No offense to those of you who are stupid, I find you very stupid. I'm being mean now, I need to stop. Was a Vine reference or no? It was probably Vine. Everything was Vine. Nobody thought for themselves. No, Vine had some good stuff. I will say Vine had some good stuff, but vast majority of it, I felt like people just said over too many times. Like, I can't count the amount of times my friends, whenever they'd see roadwork ahead sign, say, roadwork ahead, oh yeah, I sure hope it does. Like, I can't, please, put me out of my misery. Like, I need freedom. I was there for the first brain rot. Like, you can only take so many road construction signs before it's like, you know, maybe I could be the cause of some road construction next. Like, we could just take a pivot, drive off the bridge, do something better with our lives. I don't know. My friends were all on Vine way too much. I hate it. I've heard so many Vines over and over. Ugh. I'm sorry. You guys are watching me, like, die. I feel like I have a certified crash out. 6-7 is basically the same as 21 thing. See, and I just don't get it. What's 9 plus 10, and then the kid goes 21. But, like, why? What makes it funny? I don't get it. And this is where, like, the unk part comes in. You just had to be there. Just had to be there, old guy. What was the first brain rot? That's a really good question. Hey, Siri. Hey, Siri. Not doing... Hey, Siri. What was the first brain rot? The term brain rot was first used in Henry David Thoreau's book Walden in 1854. The term is used to describe the effects of disordered use of digital content. It doesn't say what he referred to as brain rot in there, but that is the first use of the term brain rot. Also, this has nothing to do with brain rot, but I'm going to say it has everything to do with brain rot. Speaking of brain rot, I need to take a quick break. I need to go grab some... No, I have water. Well, I'm going to go use the restroom as well. I was going to go grab it. Digital content in a book from 1800s. I don't know, man. It was late 1800s. So, like... Ask Siri. I don't know what to tell you, man. I thought it seemed a little early too, but I suppose, like, if we're talking radio, I mean, it was very analog, but you could, in theory, have technically used it for that. Because anything that's not physical is probably what it was more in reference to. One of my friends was saying it was the song What the Fox Say. I could see that. I could definitely see that being it, but I feel like it goes further than that. More likely than not. I mean, it just depends on what you use as a reference to what is brain rot. I would say something that's inherently not funny that people go around repeating a bunch. Not because it's funny, but because I don't even know why people say what they say half the time. Like, I feel like it comes out of trying to make other people laugh, and then they feel like they have to laugh because it's not funny. I don't know. I've never met somebody who genuinely finds, like, 6-7 funny other than seeing other people's reaction to it and saying it's not funny. Like, I don't know. What does the fox say? Like, that song, it was a goofy song. But proceeding to go around and repeating it a bunch would be pretty unfunny. The context is what's funny, I would say. Although nowadays, I don't think people would bat an eye at a guy dressed in a fox suit making a bunch of weird sounds. Like, that's just the everyday situation in some cities. So I don't I don't know. I'll be right back. Give me like a couple minutes, guys. I gotta throw away some things, and I will take a quick rest break. Give you guys an idea of how old I am. I'm old enough that I'm getting class action money from Facebook. Apparently. I don't remember how long ago it was I filed for that, but I filed in a class action against Facebook, and apparently they settled. So, I'm making, I don't even remember how much it is. I think it's like 30 bucks. Which isn't like a ton. But you know, it's more than what I had. But that's how old I am. I was a part of a class action lawsuit against Facebook. Why is Facebook getting sued? They got sued like probably 5 years ago, I think, is when I filed it, because the reason I'm even I even remember it is because I got an email today saying that they couldn't process the payment, which sounds like a scam at first, but you gotta trust me. No, this is a very real thing. I remember filing for it, but I moved. So the bank account that it was set up to pay into is closed, and there was no way to change it, so I was waiting for them to try to process the payment, and apparently it comes back to today. So after stream, I'm gonna update that so I can get paid. in the lawsuit. I can't believe there's any good Christmas rap songs. Yeah, we need more. Why don't we have more like Christmas rap? I'm trying to think. We need to write some Christmas rap songs is what I'm hearing here. Really, ads now. If I knew that, I would have told them to run like I would have waited. I just would have waited. Well, I'm sorry about that, guys. That's really sad. That's really, really sad. From Facebook, what a way to come back to stream. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're getting sued because they were selling our data or something. I don't remember. It was something that was definitely not in the terms of service, and they got in trouble for it. To the reptilian warlord, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. There's gonna be a Mark Zuckerberg Easter egg in Omnia. I've already determined it. There's gonna be lizard people, and they will have settled on the dark side of the moon. And the one of them will probably be called like Mark, I don't know, Mark Zeppelton or something. I don't know. Just come up with a crazy last name that starts with a Z. So every time you see him, it'll pop up and it'll be this lizard. And his name will be Mark Z. And everybody will know what I'm talking about, I hope. He'll run his own company too. It will be called, not Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. There we go. That works. That works. Zuckerberg. Both of those work extraordinarily well. I don't hate it. Hi, long time no see. Hello, Dragon Twin. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Hello. I need to sleep. Yeah, he'll run his own company in the game, and you can actually use his product. Like, there will be social medias of sort in Omnia. I think it would be fun. Make a 3D version of Adventure as a Ready Player One reference. I could see about it. I don't want to overcommit, but I don't want to overcommit to anything with Omnia, but I do want to do a lot of things like that. As another Ready Player One reference, when you die, start a hunt for full rights to Omnia. It's in the public domain. I mean, if it's in the public domain, I don't see a reason why I couldn't do it, other than just, you know, not wanting to stuff too many things in there. But the thing is, Omnia is going to have so many things in it already that to stuff it would be, like, near impossible. Because it's just like, oh, it's another planet, you know? So, it wouldn't be impossible. But I do like the idea of having people hunt for the rights to Omnia. Although I think, for my family's sake, I will probably just let it pass on. It'll stay within the estate. But, it would be funny. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Maybe we go 3 in. One, two, three. Right there. What are you building? I'm currently building a large city inside of a mega dome. And so right now what we're doing is we're just working on this first building right here, trying to make it look pretty good and quote unquote complete. And we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. Your mom, bruh. Something even, that's even something me or Sloth could do, like our own small additions to Omnia, because that would be something like an arcade machine, making a small little minigame Easter egg. Yeah, I mean, if that's something you guys would want to do, I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to having you guys do small things like that. Because honestly, a lot of that is just making art or importing it. Because mechanics for especially old games and stuff, I mean, that's easy. That's really easy. Also, I need to make more glass. Let's do like 2 more yellow, 2 more red, which will make 8. Oh, 4, I'm sorry. There we go. There we go. That's much better. That should give me enough glass for now. I've killed almost every boss in Silksong. Nice. That's awesome. I think a cool thing with those is for them to be downloadable only when you want to play them instead of adding a ton of extra to the base file. I think that would be a cool idea, definitely. Because in 10 years, a gigabyte could be downloaded in a second. That is true. I don't know how I'm going to handle file sizes yet with Omnia. Like, I've got some file cleaning ideas so that it can clean files without interrupting the gameplay experience. It'll actually be part of the gameplay. So, for example, if a file becomes so large but a player isn't interacting with it in a long time, let's say like an NPC, for example, then NPCs will start to forget things, and that'll just be part of the code in there. If you've met so many NPCs and you start not interacting with a ton of them, then you can very much so, the game will write them off and kill them. And so you may try to go find them, and you'll find like family members or people who used to know them, or just even looking it up in the news in the game, like local obituaries or something. And you can find NPCs that have died and so on. Planets, if planet data becomes so large and you're not interacting with planets, the game will try to purge it through some catastrophic event, whether that be, mega asteroids or war. Things will come through eventually to try to help purge data if your computer starts running out of data. Data storage. Let's see. In 10 years, gigabyte download in a second. The best part is there's a ton of generated data. Yeah, I mean, that's the cool thing about Omnia is most of the NPCs aren't predetermined, so they take nothing by default, and they slowly start filling in everything. Whereas in a lot of games, there's a lot of data tied to every single NPC. A lot of assets are also being reused, like shirts and jackets and pants and shoes, But you can create millions of unique NPCs because of it randomly assigning those articles of clothing. But I don't have to create a special model for each and every one of them because they're all the same underneath. It's just putting on different clothes for them every time. Geez, I'm gonna have to visit every location all the time. The good thing is it'll warn you about a lot of those events. So if you're close to people, it'll tell you like, hey, this person's sick. So it'll kind of give you a warning that they're scheduled for deletion within the game. If you're close to them, then that'll happen. If you haven't talked to them in a long time. It was just like I talked to them once, and they helped me on my journey, but I never went back to talk to them ever again, and it's been like 4 weeks since you've interacted with them. Chances are you're probably not intending to ever go back to that person. And so the game can say, like, you weren't close enough friends, so you fell out of contact. They went off and did something else. So like Swifty says here, you'd have to have so many safeguards that your mom wouldn't just randomly die. I absolutely agree. Although there will be things that can cause people to randomly die. That would be terrible. But it is sort of part of it. Would it warn with planets? Well, I mean, like, for example, war, that doesn't just stumble upon you. There's news broadcasts within Omnia. So if a war breaks out, you know, that'll be your first warning. It'll probably also subtly warn you in those broadcasts saying, like, the nation, blah, 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 has brought out their, is rumored to have their planet-killing weapon on standby. And, you know, you'll have pretty obvious hints that it's about to do stuff like that, which will kind of tell you, like, hey, this place that I have a random home on is definitely in danger. I should probably go try to save it. The only thing that would possibly be bad about that is if, like, you've got multiple planets that you want to try to save. Because, let's say they all get in the scheduling for deletion zone, and, you know, you've got 4 or 5 planets. Like, that's going to be pretty rough. I don't know if you could save 4 or 5 planets, but do you need all 5 is the question, and I don't know is the truth. But most planets don't just explode is the nice thing about Omnia. It'll usually be from a catastrophic event, and it will show up in the news beforehand. Like, they're trying to do evacuations for... we're trying to do evacuations for this planet because there's an asteroid coming in, and we don't have the means to destroy it, or something of that nature. Players can actually go and try to destroy the asteroid instead and destroy it perfectly. But, you know, there's a lot of things to still think about with it. But it's a part of the random events as well, so that people ultimately, you know, it looks behind the scenes, it's totally just purging data. But for players, it's just gonna feel like part of the game, which is neat, I think. Let's see. And probably for the first time, it should probably tell you, hey, this means it's going to be deleted and you need to go save it. Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. For immersion's sake, I don't know how I would handle that exactly. I think it'll give you plenty of warning that it's probably going to be removed. You know, in the sense of a lot of... for a lot of people who play the game, you know, they may not necessarily notice that it's saying, like, hey, this is gonna blow up. So as things progress, you know, the reports can become more and more dire until eventually, you know, it's a galactic level event where it's like, hey, this is almost imminent. Calling all astronauts, I don't know, whatever we're gonna call them, but calling all space explorers, we need you. And hopefully the player either takes that as a hint, or they will get a very rude awakening that being absent from places can cause them to disappear. I don't know. I don't feel bad for you if you don't interact with your mom. Like, if you just stop interacting with her for, you know, 2 years in the game, like, I don't know, man. I feel like maybe she deserved to be deleted. That sounds awful. That sounds really, really terrible, doesn't it? You expect me to read the news? You know, fair enough. Hopefully the news in Omnia will be interesting. I've got some ideas on how that might work. If cloning exists like we thought it would, you can save it. Yes. Yeah, I mean, evacuations can even slowly even be deleting some NPCs and just saying they got evacuated and stuff. Yeah, but then you'd be able to go find them is the thing. But it could actually optimize the data. So depending on what it is. So for example, to mass delete NPCs, cities can get leveled by war. But you know, when it comes to deleting planets because of data, you know, you can optimize the NPC storage a little bit better because of that by having them evacuated to a space station. And then they're just assigned coordinates within those space stations. Because what I'm thinking with Omnia is the culture is very much based around planets. People are very proud of the planets they live on usually. They don't just move planet. So when their planets get destroyed, there's very likely going to be a case of we're going to put a space station there instead. Space stations are pretty well predetermined for a lot of it, but only so many people can live on them. So, you know, you may only get 100,000 people on there versus the millions. I don't know. You could have a concept where you can become the head of a guild and could dispatch members as like a save system in a manner where you could choose to save things if you still want them. That's definitely going to be in there because you can become a faction leader and there's like war maps and stuff. So if you wanted to rule the whole galaxy with an iron fist, you can. So you can interact with it that way, yeah. So that would save things a little bit unless you just never really got into having an army of any sort. I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll definitely think about that. Maybe there should be an option to turn that off for people who have like 10 terabyte computers. The idea will be, so when you first launch the game, it will have settings, so you can optimize your game for what the computer senses, and then it'll tell you what it picked and why it picked it. So it'll tell you what graphic preset it's on, which ones you could probably turn up, and which ones you could probably turn down to fix things a little bit better. And then it'll also have a storage sense. So it'll reserve a section of storage on your computer, and you can change that. By default, it'll probably be... I don't know what it'll be, in all honesty, because the thing is, a lot of that data is just within JSON files, remembering certain things so that it can tell the NPC what it remembers. So theoretically, an NPC could have like a gigabyte of memory, which would be hundreds of thousands of words. So the chances of an NPC needing deleted because it just takes up that much data is very unlikely. Your chances of killing them yourself is higher, probably. Planet data, on the other hand, could take up a lot. So, you know, let's say it starts at 100 gigabytes, what it reserves for the entire game. I don't know how big Omnia is going to be, but let's just say 100 gigs. The second it gets to 90 gigs, and you keep going up into 90, it starts scheduling things for deletion. That's what I would say would probably make the most sense. I don't know that, though. But if you, as a player, wanted to have it higher than 100, you could move it up and say storage space 200, storage space 300. You can shoot anyone, right? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to stop you from killing your parents, Swift, dude. Like, that is not something I will stop you from doing. Spadium man? Meaning space person? I see. That could be a thing. I don't know. I haven't decided the culture exactly for all of Omnia. Can I shoot me? In the VR edition, yes. I haven't figured out how that would work in the base game, but you could figure out a way to do that. I gapped that out because Twitch would get mad. Yeah, it would. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Omnia, thank you for the Omnia command there, Nathan. Yeah, if you guys have ideas for Omnia, please use the suggestion channels in the Discord. I read everything that comes through there, both in the general and the... I read everything. Even the messages you guys delete. Not that any of you have done that yet. But I do read it all. And so suggestions are always helpful. And it keeps me on track as well, and it lets everybody else kind of give some input, and we can make some of the best ideas we've ever seen. Yeah, be right back. Except me. I don't think I actually have some of the ones that you did, Swiftu. Because I had to add a new bot for it, but I do have... I'm waiting to see the white dots pop up on the Omnia page now. What happens, like, if I died? So on Omnia, when you die, it depends on what mode you're playing. If you die, generally speaking, it's going to just let you respawn. But there's also I mean, if you're in hardcore mode, you only get 1 life. So, you know, there are options on how you play. You can also choose to start fresh in the same galaxy. So if you had been playing the game for a long time, you got like a forever world, and you wanted to just shape it and let it become something unique, then you absolutely could do that. And it's actually very much encouraged that if you get tired of playing a save file, that you don't delete the world. And instead, you start fresh in it. So what it would do is it would delete you and the NPC memories of you as a player, and it would transfer you as a player to a new name so that the NPCs still remember the old you, but the old you is dead. So you can go find your kids who would no longer be your kids because they're not yours. They were who you used to be. And you could go, you know, talk to them. And, you know, for them, it would be picking up right where it left off. So, you know, their parental figure died. So that would be a thing. But for you, you know, it could have... Your character comes in probably as a 20-year-old, you know, for example. Or you could take control of NPCs. I've thought about that as a possibility, being able to play as a descendant instead of being something entirely removed. But I don't know how the technological challenges that would be, so I got to think about that a little bit. But it would be very interesting. Also, it should be a news broadcast as you're flying. Yeah, so news broadcasts, you'll get notifications when there's a news event. Everybody in Omnia has a device of some sort with them to see those things. So whether you're wearing a helmet and it pops up on the heads-up display, or it just plays a sound because your character's wearing a watch, you're gonna have notifications of that stuff. And then when you're flying and you're listening to like the space radio, which we'll have, then you'll also get notifications of special events. Like there's a concert going on in the planet of... I don't know why Guatemala came to mind, but Guatemala is a whole planet now. In the planet of Guatemala, there's a concert going on, and there's registered in attendance 100,000 for this singer. Here's a snippet of their concert going on right now, and you could go, and you could be present at that concert. That's a cool thing. But also like that, it'll also have it'll have an open call to people at times for disaster relief or disaster detection, and saying, hey, don't visit this solar system. There's an all-out war going on right now. but I can just invent immortality and never die. Yeah, basically. I haven't decided how old age would work in the game, because I kind of like the idea of people aging as you play. 1, 2, 3. You know, I mean, especially like children in the game. I want them to age, because otherwise you're just gonna have a baby and it's gonna be a baby forever. Like that's kind of boring. But you know, what about the other NPCs? And then if you say that they're gonna age, then the player needs to age. But if the player can just live forever, what's the point? And I don't know. I haven't quite figured that out yet. I can't see a thing. Are we good now? We're good now. Hello, Danny. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you, dude. These are kind of basic, but I think they have to be for the most part. I'm thinking the next layer may not even have the window. It may have like some sort of copper thing. And then the layer above that will have the window. I don't know. Skyrim? Skyrim is an interesting game. Isn't Skyrim the one where they just put adults on, like, adult faces on kid bodies or something like that? For some reason that sounds right, but I could be thinking of a different game. I mean, but surely in this advanced society would prevent a death from old age, or at least increased life expectancy. I definitely think there would be some amount of life expectancy increase, but there could also be other challenges with that. You know, being in space, maybe your exposure to radiation is a lot higher, because our planet does a lot to protect us from solar rays. So, I mean, it's very possible that while, yes, our current diseases and such aren't getting us, there is also risk of other things. I haven't decided exactly how that's going to be handled. I don't think death is fully preventable. Death isn't a disease. Although I do believe scientists still consider it to kind of be one. It's just, I think it's a part of life, if you ask me. And I don't think that's going to change in the future. Because at a certain point, your brain will not generate more... will not generate more gray matter. But, you know, you could let... Yeah, I mean, your heart won't fail, maybe, because we're making pigs create our hearts now. I mean, we talked about that just a second ago. You know, it's very much a thing that we'll find ways to cure other things, but at the end of the day, the things that make us who we are will eventually they will eventually end up going away. And I don't know how we're going to handle that in game yet, just because that is a very touchy subject. You know, do I want NPCs to die of old age? Not necessarily. I think the chances of somebody playing the game long enough that NPCs start dying of old age is very unlikely, but not impossible. Neon, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Player has to reach certain achievements and inventions to create everlasting life before they get too old and die. That could be an interesting thing. Yeah, you could be a part of making a machine that gives you the infinite life. Because, I mean, that's the thing. If we're making clones in the game, you could always just clone yourself into the new so so long as the brain is exactly the same, then the memories will be there, I guess. I don't know. It depends on what style of cloning we go for. Is it just genetic, or is it a full-on clone of you where it remembers and it knows? I don't know. We got a big solar storm hitting us tomorrow or the next day. Yeah, it happens a lot. But when you're not being shielded by an atmosphere, I'm sure that does something to the body. If people live longer, what if the government makes some sort of Hunger Games type thing? What is that called? Population dwindling or something like that? Culling the population. I know in Omnia that isn't necessarily a concern because there's just a bunch of planets. You'll actually see a lot more small populations spread about on planets because if you don't like a place, you will find a planet that probably is something that you like. There's going to be plenty of nomads, and there's also going to be a lot of cities where people do like to live with each other. But you're not necessarily going to see a bunch of population issues in the game. You will see some governments implement Hunger Game type of thing. So there are evil governments in Omnia. I have added a lot to the document for Omnia to have some amount of lore. So like the United Systems of America is a thing. Surprise, surprise, the USA still going strong, even in the space age. And, I've written some stereotypes into there to make them, it's not like they're not entirely good guys. But they're not also entirely bad is the other thing. And I've got other things as well that aren't just US based. Because, the United States may have sent people up there first in Omnia. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they were perfect in doing that and that nobody else ever went up. I think that's something to make a pretty important distinction on. Like Mickey 17. Oh, man. Something like that, yeah. Okay, I see a white dot. Who deleted something? Swift dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. Did you steal more stuff from Kit? Not yet, no. I haven't needed to. But she's definitely first on the list. Although I think I already stole all of her deep slate, so I don't think that's gonna happen. Ooh, that's bright. Let's turn that off for a second. So we need to do something here and something here. Let's come down to the bottom. Let's see. 1, 2, maybe right there. And then there we go. I'm just kind of thinking we do something kind of just basic and easy like this. Maybe just like that, actually. Yeah, that, that works. And then what if behind it we did all the light bulb? So... those. Twitch to Twitch, what's up, Reg? Hello, Panda. Good to see you. Thank you for spending your taxes. I appreciate it. Just killed another boss, W Dragon. Kid's gone MIA. Was it 2 weeks now? Yeah, it's probably been about that. She's busy. School's probably crazy right now, if I had to guess. And if my calculations are correct, she probably had like a 16-hour shift last week, or this last Saturday, that is. I'm pretty sure she said she's doing those like every other week now. So, unfortunately, even though she definitely wants to be active and on all the things, I think she's done the wise thing and is focusing on life stuff, but it doesn't mean we don't miss her sometimes. Probably gonna stream when the homework is done homeworking. I'm sure. I am sure. I know she's also had some crazy assignments lately, so that definitely adds to it. Boop. 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 And boop. Okay, how's that look? Gets the point across. That works. Okay. It's a little wacky, but you know, I don't despise it. Grateful that she's doing what she needs to. I've unfortunately had to do that as well 1 month since last stream. Oof. I have a lot of respect for people who take care of themselves. You know, it's not an easy choice to make. It is the right choice to make, but it is not an easy choice to make. I mean, it's hard, at least for me, to not be super productive. To be okay with just letting things go stagnant for a little bit. I can't do it. And I can't recall the last time I just actually properly sat there and had a week where I just didn't do anything. At least anything content-wise. Usually, I mean, like, this week is starting to shape up to be that. And we're only a couple days in, but, you know, I take a day off every week to make sure I do take time for myself. But those of you who are in school and doing work at the same time, especially, you are insane. Because you're trying to do content, you're trying to keep a work-life balance, and you're trying to do school and keeping up with your friends and all those things. Like, it's a lot. It is a lot. So, you know, GG's. GG's to y'all. Okay. Friends, what's that? I know, I don't know what friends are. I don't have any of those. I need help. Okay, we got those. What do I want to do here? Oh, that's the wrong button. I gotta figure out like something to put here, and I'm not entirely certain. I think I'm gonna kind of do what I've done on some of these other places when I don't know what to do. We're just gonna kind of like zigzag it a bit. Or not zigzag, diagonal it. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Two. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's dead center. Think that's right? I don't know. Okay. That's working, sort of. I think I'm gonna scoot this one back one, though, because I don't like how they're not even. Which should fix some of the issue there. Okay. Now we just gotta do one more over here. And we're all good. Because of my work edict, I can't do streaming and homework at the same time. I'm hoping senior year will be easier and I can actually stream. It generally is for most of at my school. That's fair. Well, hopefully it is. I hope that works out. I know, for me at least, I hate not being able to stream. I imagine it's probably a similar thing for you. When you find something you really like to do, it sucks not being able to do it. So, I hope senior year works out for you, and the way it sounds like it probably will. We need more copper. Where's my deep slate box? Yes, this is my deep slate box. I don't have room in my inventory to put anything away. Okay. This works. This is good. Let's I'm down to 1 stack of rockets. I think we need to go buy some. Unless I can make some here. Just check to see if I have any gunpowder. Got a little bit there. Some there. Let's fly up. I just got traumatized by Silk Song. Oh no. That's a bummer. Silk Song, it seems like a cool game. I haven't played it yet, but it looks cool. Oh yeah, we've got plenty stuff here. Have you played Noma SMP? I have no idea what Noma SMP is, so I have not. But what is it, if you don't mind me asking? Go. Okay, I should be able to make a pretty good amount of rockets here. Not like a ton, but it's less I have to buy. So I'll take it. Don't you know Noma SMP? It means you have no mama. That's crazy. That's wild. Put paper in there too. Have you played Donut SMP? No, I haven't. I do know what that one is, and I know a lot of people play it. I just haven't ever played. Let's see. Okay, I need... What do I need? Let's put you there. Okay, we need to go down, and we just need to get copper. I may have to go steal somebody else's trial chamber. This is becoming a little troublesome. I'm gonna leave that light there for a second until I get... Actually, I have torches here. We're good. We're fine. I can see... I'm really thinking I've sold myself on this. I'm gonna do a forever world. I wasn't expecting to see you here. Where are you going? Oh, you can't shoot these guys. Okay, great. Okay. Yes, Forever World. Yeah, I know. I've been on the fence on that one for a while, but I really think it's something that's overdue at this point. So, we're gonna give it a shot. If I can make it happen, I will. But it's on the calendar. It's something I really want, and I think it'll build up that credibility we were talking about earlier. I think I was telling you guys, you know, on YouTube, I don't have a quote-unquote credibility. And what I mean by that, just to explain it again, credibility on YouTube isn't just like, you say something and it's true, so therefore it is, you are credible. But it's more so like you post on there, you have a good following, you're known in certain spaces. I don't have that. I am known in certain spaces, just not usually always for good reasons. And then, you know, just trying to make sure that, like, I'm making the content that I want to produce, regardless of the opportunities put before me. I really do like the idea of one day being in a content creator video series. And so I would kind of like to start producing survival content. And instead of sitting around waiting for that opportunity to fall into my lap, I gotta take some initiative. And I need to, you know, start showing, hey, I can make survival content, you know? I don't even care what content creator server picks me up. As long as it feels like the right one, that's where I want to be. You know, I've talked extensively about this, so it's not like I'm saying anything revolutionary here. Twitch SMP is not where I want to be, though. I thought it's where I wanted to be, but I've learned, like, this isn't what I need. It's what I wanted at one point, but it's definitely not what I need. So I need to find where I actually want, so that I can enjoy myself in these creator spaces. Because I know there's a place. There's always going to be a place somewhere. You just got to keep searching, keep finding until eventually you find that place, and then you can settle there for a little bit, but never stop looking for options. That's one of the really big things about that process as well, is once you find that, don't like say, because this place is perfect, I'm never trying anything else. I do want to keep trying things and keep, you know, innovating. I don't want to get comfortable, I guess. Boop, boop. I don't add people, sorry, Lexi. Welcome on in, though. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. You are in a very specific corner of the internet, but it's a nice little corner. Hopefully that corner will become a full room for you in the near future. I certainly hope so. We'll see. But I appreciate that. Yeah, we're doing things. Whether they're good things or not, that's always up for debate. But we are doing things. Yoink. Let's see. If you were given the opportunity, would you join SBK? I don't know. I would definitely think about it. That's a shocking thing, I feel like, to some degree. Because I know a lot of people would be chomping at the bit for that. But I've never actually played Skyblock. So, to go from not playing Skyblock at all to only playing Skyblock, that is a scary thought. I would have to talk to my friends who are in SBK and see, you know, what their experiences are and if they think I should. And then I would consider it. But I would not... I cannot in good faith say yes or no right this second. I think I would fit in well there in the sense of, like, I've got friends who are already there. Twitch SMP didn't have that, so, you know, everything felt very wonky. It fixes a lot of the issues I had with Twitch SMP in the sense of, like, you know, as a family-friendly creator, it's really hard to do servers like this because the chances of you having somebody who is on the same page about content in terms of family friendliness is not high. It's very much not high. So on servers that are geared more towards family friendly content, it works itself out a little bit better. It addresses that issue. And it would address a few other issues that I had here where, you know, it's not a very dedicated group in the sense of, you know, like, I am doing Minecraft content regardless of other people. But, you know, when you're talking about a group like SBK or like Hermitcraft or like whatever series, you know, you can fill in the blanks there. You know, you're talking about a very dedicated group of people who want to see this thing succeed. And that's what I want. Not a place that is a status symbol so much as it is a community. And a community that believes in itself. That's what I want. And until I find that, I'm just gonna keep searching. We'll toss that out. I don't need compasses. I can make them. So to answer your question in short, I don't know. Maybe. I'd think about it. If I had to answer right this second, I would lean more towards yes, but I would not be able to make a good promise in the sense of, like, I could definitely stand it. I've never played Skyblock before. Outside of, like, one time where I did modded Skyblock, that was a thing. And it was a fun thing, but it wasn't my cup of tea because of the mods. I know that. So it wasn't the Skyblock part that really killed that series off. Up. Yeah. Up. Well, I did all that. Now we don't use the chiseled copper, so I'm just gonna leave that alone for now. There we go. And then okay. I think we're good to try to leave now. See if we can find our way out. I'd also imagine that, I'm sorry, I missed the message first. I think it would be cool to see you on there. I'd also imagine that SBK wouldn't be the only thing you're doing since you still have other projects. That's true. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be the only thing I'd be doing, but it would definitely take up a bulk of time. Any SMP that I join from here on out, I'm intending to dedicate a lot to it. And I mean, that's been the case with every SMP I've joined, but, like, the reason I say that is because I want it to be well known that anything I do is not on me if it doesn't do well. Because that's all I do is when I dedicate myself to doing something, I make sure it is something that receives a lot of attention from me. And I never want it to be my fault that something did or did not succeed. I want it to be a team effort. So I can only do my part, but I want to make sure that's well documented. Anything that I join or do, especially if it's a video series, it's probably going to be the focus of my content for at least a month or two, while we figure out the plan, I guess. I mean, I've gotten some questions about that before. Like, Hermitcraft, an example, is one that, you know, I've been asked more than once. It always means a lot when people ask, but it's always a scary question to have people ask. You know, would you join Hermitcraft? And it's like, yeah, that's a question. That is most certainly a question. You know, ultimately, like, if there was an invite there and they asked and they genuinely said that it seemed like a good fit, I mean, I would be stupid to say no. But even then, it's like, I gotta think realistically. Am I a good fit for it in the sense of what they're doing? Am I a good fit in it for what I do? You know, I don't expect a server to change for me. So I'm not going to join a server if it doesn't make sense for me. Like, for example, Lifesteal SMP. That's one that does not work at all for me. It is a very popular server as well. But I just don't play in that playstyle. So if they invited me, like, I would have to tell them, you know, I don't do that. And I don't think it works for either of us for me to try to do that. So, for the time being, I would probably say no. But a lot of people would say I'm crazy for that, because they would kill to be on a server with some of those names, and like, I get it. I mean, like, really cool people play on some of those worlds, but I'm not about to hurt their server by playing it just for the clout, you know? It takes a lot more for me to accept offers these days, which I feel bad about to some degree. I feel like some people probably hold that against me. But ultimately, I'm doing it for them because it's more beneficial to them usually that I tell them no. That fell all the way down. Dang it. Would you like to join my dad's Minecraft server? I would love to join your dad's Minecraft server. It'll be a good time. Okay, that's not lovely as I thought it would be. What if we remove the top and the bottom one so it's only 3? I think that would work best. Okay. Fly down here. We'll remove that one. Okay. It's just weird because they're not centered to each other, so it's kind of goofy looking. But I don't really want to mess with trying to center it. You can't center it the way I've got this set up. There would be no way. It's either off to one side or the other. And right now it's off to the one side. There are a lot of servers that I would want to join, not because the people on there are big names, but because they seem like cool people I could jive with. This includes SBK, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, in those cases, I usually, if there's a goal that you're shooting for, like if you wanted to be invited to a certain server, if you wanted to have a certain group of people, the best thing I can tell anybody to do for this, if you have like one goal in mind, start or with content creation. If there's one goal you have in mind, start doing the things that they do. So if you wanted to be in insert server here, look at what they do in that server. Look at who they hang out with. You know, start making content that kind of matches that vibe and personality. Because at the end of the day, if you want to be invited to a Minecraft SMP, you're never going to get invited to one unless you start producing content that says, I belong here. So, for example, I've been making videos on Minecraft news. That's all I do. That doesn't produce any opportunities except, like, a couple of views every once in a while. Which is fine. I enjoy doing it. That's why I do it. But if I want to get better opportunities for SMPs and better opportunities for collaborations, then I need to prove that I'm worth collabing with, which means doing something that's more personality-based, something that's more survival-based in the case of SMPs. So, for me, what I did this season of Twitch SMP was I tried to go out of my way to join a server that had more players in it. So we joined a server that had players in it. I also wanted to showcase that I could build in unique styles, so we went with something a little different. And I wanted to show I could commit, so I committed to this server pretty heavy in the beginning. And I wish I didn't, but ultimately I am going to fulfill that commitment. All that said, the point of that was to say, people will never say you belong somewhere by you just hoping that they'll say you belong somewhere. You gotta show them that that's where you belong. And best way to do that is to do what they do and show that you can also do what they do. And that you'd be fun to do what they do together. In the case of like MCC, for example, that's a different case scenario. that one's more about connections. The event scene especially is about connections, who you know and how well you know them. But in the case of SMPs, it's kind of that way, you know. Ultimately, it is about who you know, but you need to showcase that to the people that you know that you can do those things, and not just like I play Minecraft occasionally with you in this one case, but I also stream it here, and you have seen me do this, and you've seen me do that, you know. Connections and how you present yourself is everything in content. Great advice. I was planning on doing more building anyways. Absolutely. Building is what I find the most fun in Minecraft, so that's never been an issue for me anyway. But I do know for a lot of people, like that it's a little daunting, especially when you're talking about, you know, this kind of scale. Watermaster, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Hello, hello. This server used to be busier. It's been dead recently. This season suffered a couple of fatal blows, and I'm not sure I'm allowed to really talk about it at this point. A lot of it is just the water under a bridge now, but a lot of things happened early on into its life that killed it, and then killed it again, and then I think killed it a third time, really. Yeah. Coral, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for paying your taxes. I appreciate it. I drink water. Water's good. We love water. Here's your hydrate reminder, everybody. Remember to drink some water. Especially if you're drinking coffee, too. Like this. I shouldn't be drinking coffee this late, honestly, but it's whatever. It's fine. Water's horrible. It has no taste. I love water. It tastes so good. I know that's like a direct contradiction to what you said, but it's true. I love the taste of water. Bum. I shouldn't be drinking energy drinks at 3 a.m., but oh well, yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Water is gas. I think it's liquid, actually, but yes. Well, it's a liquid, but whatever. Yeah. No, I'm following. You're good. Water is watery. Watery water is tasteless. I love water. It tastes so good. Which I know is a direct contradiction to what you said. I promise I'm not repeating myself. No, impossible. Okay. Water has taste of none. Water tastes of none. I don't know. Water has a taste. I just don't know, like, how to explain it. But it has a taste to me. I'm thinking we go... Yeah, okay, I got an idea here. Up. And then back down. Ow. This will go up. Need to eat. Oh my gosh, I just realized I've not been eating. Boop, boop. Okay. I guess we'll match it up to that. Don't starve, King. I love not starving. My favorite thing to do is not starve. It's right up there with breathing. Boop. Okay, this will go up the rest of the way then, I think. Yeah, that could work, I think. I have to go do some reading for school. Good night, Panda. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Good luck with school. Hopefully it all goes by quickly. I know for a lot of us, we're at the end of the winter semester, and some of us are in the midterms. So please, take care of yourselves during this time period, but also good luck with all that. Mom, he's breathing on me. I hate breathing. Breathing is so good. I actually do hate breathing to some degree. But it's only because the second I start thinking about it is the second I start suffocating, because I've realized that I've not been telling myself to breathe as much as I need to. And it makes me like really overthink it, and then suddenly my brain is fried. So I'm now manually breathing, and I hate it. How does that look? That's pretty nice. It works. It's simple. Over here, that kind of adds something behind the wall so that it is a little less see-through, which is good. Okay. This building actually has a lot going for it. Now, I'm thinking right here. Blink, are you thinking about blinking? Yeah, a little bit. Probably not as much as crap, now I am. I was gonna say probably not as much as I am about breathing, but now I'm like thinking about both, and I don't know how to do it. It's too much. My brain can't think about beating its heart, plus blinking, plus breathing, plus the insatiable thirst in my mouth. Oh my goodness. What have you done? What have you done? Oh no. Okay. This is not how that was supposed to go. Breathe. Dang it. This needs like a window here. I'm kind of thinking maybe we go like this. And eventually we're gonna have to do something to this window instead. But we'll get there, Do I have? I don't have my block. Let's fix that. But didn't really mean to do that, but I'm glad I did, because there's a block over here. Okay. We're good. So I think it'll be like this. And like that. And then, this. How would that look? How did I do that? I think I meant for it to be one more high. That elevator looks like a woman with their hands up from here. I think the elevator looked down in POV. I'm confused. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really confused. King, have you ever performed the act of infidelity? And on who? Like, who were you dating and who did you have the affair with? No, I haven't. I am, cursed to a life of singleness, it seems. Very, very sad. But it's okay, because, I don't know how to make it okay, but it's okay. Blue shirt, ginger hair, hands up. Okay. Yeah, I can sort of see it now. He is lonely. I didn't say it. You did. I just wanted to be known. I said nothing. I said nothing. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. I can't help it though. Nobody, can you believe it? Nobody seems to want a Minecraft YouTuber who has, I don't want to say no success, but varying success in it, who probably spends more time working than he does thinking, and is genetically special. Genetically special is the word I'm using. I mean, like, who would blame him? Who would blame him? In this climate, like, I don't know. My genetics are interesting, guys, let me tell ya. I'm about to find out a whole lot about him that I don't think I wanted to know, but I'm gonna get anyway. I think I'm gonna go around like this, because I'm gonna have to do something special to this roof. Okay. So that could be good. It looks very basic, but the problem is, like, these details aren't supposed to be very interesting. I think I want fire blasting out of the side. I just gotta figure out what that would look like and where those are going. We're gonna have to look up the physics of a firebomb in a skyscraper. Because that's the thing, like, fire would shoot out, so it would blow out the windows. Would it blow out part of the sides of the windows? I feel like it would take path of least resistance. So the windows would take all this shock, and the frames would be fine, I think. And then, would these windows still be there? I mean, it would probably shake up the floors down, so you'd probably get these windows breaking. But they wouldn't necessarily be on fire. I don't know. This might be like a tricky build, and it may not even look good. I don't know. I don't know. If I die, I'm giving anyone I've ever seen $1, and then my dead body will be in debt. How much is that in Great British Pounds? 70p. Probably around that. Maybe a little less. $75p. Okay. Actually, a little bit more. What am I doing? If I had the ability to animate the fire, that would be sick. That's just not doable, though. Okay. Well, I need to stop sitting here and thinking, and I need to start doing. So let's go ahead and put a roof on this sucker. Let's, because that'll help me kind of understand this a little bit better, because the windows are throwing me off because I can see the sky. I don't like that. So we can fix that. Just a little bit anyway. Okay, and then it'll come over here to there, and then back. Like so. How would that look? I mean, it didn't really fix everything. It fixed up there, though, so... I mean, that's pretty... It's decent enough, I think. We need to do the back walls, then. So the cool thing is this wall, I hardly have to do at all until about up here. Which I will probably just do a solid wall, maybe do some sort of, like, sign, but... I don't want fire coming out of it, so it doesn't make sense to do a wall there. So actually that whole back wall here can be filled in. Let's do that. So it would be right down here. I think we go from here over. We don't have the blocks. It's okay. We'll do that. I'm confused. Okay, so we go here. And then over to here. I think. Yeah? Okay. I'm still gonna have to do the outside of the building, but that's okay. I can also save a little bit on blocks. Because this stuff here can go. Oh, that block fell. I gotta go down and get it. Yoink. And back up. Okay. Ow. Okay. This back wall will look good, hopefully. Well, it won't look good. It'll just be there. But it's aesthetically pleasing. That's all that matters, right? It'll look a little goofy because part of it is floating. But eventually this will be turned into like a building as well, so it'll be fine. I'm actually thinking that'll probably be tomorrow's stream project, is doing that a little bit. Doing that and kind of getting the back rooftop built in. Because there's a lot of backlot rooftop stuff going on. We're almost to the top here. It's not supposed to be pretty, it's just supposed to be there. The chances of you actually seeing it isn't entirely high. Although it is just above the point where you may be able to see it through the globe. I don't know. We'll do all those. Okay. Up. And back down. do. Almost there. One, two. And just like that, we are good here, I think. I'll be gone before you anyway, don't worry at all. That's a depressing thought. Maybe true. But that is depressing. Mortality is an interesting thought. I've given that a lot of thought before. We dropped a ton of frames and I didn't even realize. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize we were lagging. My bad, guys. My bad. Your ghost will get some. Okay. That being sealed off definitely helps it. We just need to kind of get the back end here kind of put together though, because it's a little you know. Just get the corners put in, that way it looks complete. I don't want it to look like a movie set. I want it to actually like look like a building. These buildings were built kind of like movie sets in a lot of regards, but it doesn't mean the back is going to just not have the reinforced steep slate. Not reinforced steep slate, that's a different block. Deep slate, chisel deep slate, yeah. There we go. Fly up. And then I can put this all in. And give it that edge. You know, I'm trying to remember. There's like a... Did I do that or did I watch somebody do that? There's like a... No, it was a Minecraft modded thing. I'm trying to remember who did it. DJ, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it was modded Minecraft. So I think it was maybe a Hermitcraft related thing. I don't remember which mod pack, but one of them. And they did like these challenges. And I want to say they had to like do a build by the end of it, and they had to do challenges to unlock certain blocks or something like that. I don't know. I don't recall. It was a long time ago. But I recall watching this, and somebody had built like a movie set type of build. So it was supposed to be impressive only from certain angles because they knew they didn't have time to do a crazy build. I don't remember what ended up happening with that. I don't know, it's been so long. I kind of completely forgot that was even a thing, but I was like, I feel like I built a movie set before. No, I haven't. I have not. Thank you for the hydrate. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. There we go. Okay. That definitely makes this build feel and look a lot more complete here. I'm not going to worry about this end back here. It doesn't matter. What does matter is we will have to put a face here. And then we're going to have to do a little bit of a wall here and then do another rooftop thing. Which isn't going to be a crazy rooftop or anything like that. And then the rest of it is just doing a bunch of faces, which they're just big faces. They're not, there's not a ton of them. And you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 faces that you have to do there, which isn't terrible. And then, yeah, that's not terrible. That's not bad. That works. That does indeed work. Okay. Can I sleep? And then I need to see when the ads are going to play next. I want to make sure I wrap up before that. Got 20 minutes, is what it's saying. Is that a timer for 15 minutes? Okay. We got about 15 minutes till. So we're going to make this good. It also helps if I pull up OBS so I can see what we're building and doing. Okay. So we got this big build done. Let's see what we got over here. So, I'm thinking we kind of go a little more basic with it, but we do need to do something. Probably. I don't think we need to do a bunch of light because we've already done light there, so maybe we can just go kind of light with the copper. So doing some insets and then just having them go up. And then that may just be it. So let me gather up my materials. These will be turned into and then I think we've got enough copper, but I'll bring in an extra stack just in case. We'll make some more deep slate stuff because I know I need it. Okay. And back down. Okay, once we seal this off, we'll be doing just dandy. So I know we'll at least go into. No, what we could do is we could go in. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we'll do 2 there. This is just what we're doing all the way up, and I can build each thing up all the way and then jump down. Okay, down. This is actually the easy part. I mean, how much easier can it get than this? Let's do that. Over 2. Back down. Nothing like breaking Steve's bones. A good time. Over 1. Down. Okay. Put that there. And then I'm thinking here we can just kind of leave it alone the way it's always been. I had to change things up on the other one because of the window, but there's no windows in this build, so we're good here. Build it up. And then we'll take a look at it from free cam and we'll get a good idea of where we're at with this build. Oop. 1, 2, 3. Okay, how's that look? It looks good enough. Simple, easy, done. Okay. I was actually considering leaving that for later, but that I'm glad I didn't, because that would have been like such a disappointment to have left. Okay, that means now we just need to come through with a bunch of blocks. I need to make these into slabs. Okay. And then we need to make... We just need to take those. I will actually slab them, though, because that's a little better, honestly, resource-wise. Okay. If I was smart, I would have put these down a layer. Because then they wouldn't spawn. Mobs wouldn't spawn on them. But you live and you learn. Or something like that, anyway. Put that right there. Back. Break you. Thank you. Okay. This is perfect. This was the project I needed. Because this will actually look a lot more done now. Even with this back end done. I mean, you'll have an idea of what these rooftops are going to kind of carry with them. And we'll be able to do a ton more with the rooftops as well afterwards. Because I know right now I have zero clue. I need like another stack of those. I have no clue what we're going to do with, you know, all the decoration yet. It's kind of one of those things I'm going to do that last because right now decoration can be last. Right now, to me, it's more important to finish the build than it is to make it look pretty in every single sense. So, this is gonna work. Get something basic thrown at the wall. Boom. Okay. That is great. Okay. It's simple, it's easy, but it's mine. Okay. Very good. So next time what we'll do is we'll kind of do this face first, and we'll just kind of work our way over to the right. So we'll do this face, and then we'll put in the floor. We'll come over here. We may raise this building up a little bit or lower it. I don't know yet. Do the face, then make another roof. Same thing here. Those will be the same height, definitely. And then this one will just be that height level. But that'll get us half the build done, basically, over here. These other buildings here, the one in the middle, that one's going to be a little tricky, maybe. But I doubt it'll be super, super hard. And then over here, this one is not going to be too bad at all, either. So, we should be okay, really. I think we're good. We're good. Okay. What I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and wrap up stream here, then. I'm kind of tired. We've only been going for... Oh, 3.5 hours. Never mind. Never mind. It's been a little bit longer than I thought it has been. But I'm here for it. It was a good time. Hopefully you guys had a good time as well. I appreciate you all for being here, though. It was great. We'll be back again tomorrow to hopefully cap off a little bit more of this. It looks like we may finish this layer by the end of the week, which is going to be really good. Because next week will probably be like it'll be the last full week of Twitch SMP that I can participate in. The following week is Christmas, and I wasn't really intending on streaming a lot of that anyway, but with family coming in, I definitely can't stream some of it. And then the week after that is New Year's, and I don't know how long my family will be in town. So I may even miss the end of Twitch SMP. It's still kind of up in the air on that. But when we get closer to that, I'll let you guys know. Always a good time. I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Y'all are amazing. Let me see if I can find us somebody to go raid. I appreciate y'all for being here, and I would appreciate it if you could stick around, but it's a-okay if you can't. Participating in a raid gets you guys some free channel points, and it allows you to meet a cool streamer along the way. Let's see, who's online right now? I think my mind is blanking out on some of these people and if we've rated them recently. It's been a while since we said hi to this guy. I don't know how much longer he's gonna be playing, but Oscar Diggs is a pretty cool streamer from what I remember. We've rated him a couple of times before. Always a good time. Hop in the raid, get some free champion points, meet a cool streamer along the way, and I'll meet you guys again tomorrow. YouTube, this is the end of the line for you guys. I appreciate you guys for being here as well. Good night, everybody.